Good morning, guys, and welcome to iPunt Smart Preview for Fairview on the grass today. It's been a while that we are on the grass for a change, so we have to look out for some grass form as well because there's been quite a lot of Fairview poly of late. Conditions are good, no rain, last 24 hours, 4 millimeters in the last 7 days, and a little bit of a 16 km/h wind. We start off with what I see as the best bet for the day, Just So Easy. And although it is a work rider's plate, which is my biggest concern, it does have by far the best grass form. If I look at the blue back, the 1000 meters Fairview grass form and adjusted time of 57:21 is way better than anything else in the field when it ran fourth on the 11th of January, 4.5 behind the winner. And now Mr. Watson takes the ride, which I don't have any jockey trainer combinations on, but a very decent lifetime record of a 28.57% winning ratio, which is very good for any jockey, let alone a work riders jockey. So Just So Easy, it's been on that very last run that it's had. The betting was okay on that day, 4.5, drifting a little bit to 4.65, but you can see the bat figure of 1.95, the adjusted time of 57, and the speed rating of 95. If you go further down here, the favorite is Untamed Tiger, and that pops out as the second rated. But in saying that, Untamed Tiger has never got anywhere close to this 1.95 grass bat figure. Just So Easy also did a 4.3 and a 3.5 on poly recently, which was the yellow, which means it's in the 84 days bracket, and the green, which means it's in the 42 days bracket. So it's got the first, the second, and the third best bat in the field here. And looking at Untamed Tiger's got the 779 on the Fairview poly, 10 on the Fairview poly, 211s here as well. And going back to his grass form, a 13, a 22, a 12, and then the 1600 has a 5 and a 9 on the grass, 1600 Turffontein. But that was in June 2020. If it gets anywhere close to that kind of 5 bat figure on the grass, then it's got a chance, but that was over 1600, and we're on the 1000 meters today. In saying that, the speed rating over the 1600 of 94, 95, you can see recently he's got 96 and 95 speed ratings on the 1400. So he's definitely improved, because his 1200 speed of 93 and 92 was worse off. So it does look like he has improved on the speed rating a bit, although this 96 on the 1600 is another one. Let's look at the jockey for a moment. G. Shooping, and we have absolutely nothing for him. We have no lifetime stats, no stats of any kind for him. So he could be very good or he could be very bad, but needless to say that I would think that Mr. Watson here is at least competent with a 28% winning ratio, and he's also getting pacifiers on today, which will probably make him concentrate a bit more and hopefully complete the job at hand of winning this race. Second for Untamed Tiger, third for Forbidden Affair with Grief and Guadiso, best median speed, exact distance, median speed, as well as super rule percentage. And then my fourth and fifth selections go to Shakshuka. Crom Paddock's only got 3 for the day, and then Step It Up Baby, the Zitzman Oosthuizen stablemate to Untamed Tiger. But Gavin Smith has got a few very decent runners today, and a few greenies as well. So I'm hoping he's going to kick off the day with a win on Just So Easy, which I make the best bet on the day, and I've taken a chance on bankering him in my bipod. In the second race, we have nothing, because the whole field is a maiden juvenile plate of first timers. So all we have pretty much is breeding, betting, draws, and jockey trainer combinations. Now, given all of those, we have Pot Sox as our top rated with Mokotwa at 4.5, and then our second rated Gavin Smith and Marco van Rensburg on Jungle Promise. That could potentially be a double for Gavin Smith after Just So Easy. And we have Soundcheck, the 9 to 10 favorite. Now, a 9 to 10 favorite is wonderful if you actually have data to back it up, but a 9 to 10 favorite, if you have absolutely no data to back it up, is just an opinion. So I've covered with I've done 3, 1, and 4 in the buy pot here, but I'm not going to be interested in any bets on the nose here. From a P stats perspective, I only do have 3 P stats. Top rated to win, and those 3 on form gives me the 8, which is 100% to win on Pot Sox. So maybe, if anything, Pot Sox should be competitive. In the third race, here I have Sputnik 1 as my first choice for the day. Given that he's got a 1.5 kilo off his back and the win place jockey 50% record with the trainer, the jockey trainer combination, I think that this JPEG is probably a decent little price. He's also got the best overall ranking, best greeny speed, greeny points, median speed, stat form, intent, and total form. All of those things to Sputnik 1. And on the P stats, the highest percentage of 24 is shared Sputnik 1 on overall ranking, and Torero another 8 to 1 shot on exotic ranking, and form on Torero 29% on form. So my first two choices are Sputnik 1 and Torero, and my third choice would be Mouse on Over. You can see that Sputnik 1 and Torero also has slightly better bat figures, 8.8 to 11.8 to 12.75. Then there's a little bit of a question mark on this Helen of Britain for me. Only done the 1 run, didn't get any support. Now gets pacifiers and a stable change to Sharon Kotson, which is really much in form. So that kind of thing could really make the exotics pay. So I've gone 8, 3, 4, and 12 on the bipot and PA, and I've gone 8, 3, 4, 12, and also 11 far out. Smith has also got a stable change with Marco van Rensburg and the best bomb rolls here. Given that terrible adjusted time figure at Kenilworth, it does mean that his bat figures is not very far out. He's actually far out to the rest of the field, because those 64 bat figures, if I look at Sputnik 1, has 57.76 over the 1200, is clearly way different. Given that 1400 meters is taken, we don't know if Sputnik 1 will like the extra 200 meters, and we don't know if far out will actually be faster on the 200 meters less, but he hasn't shown me much. Gavin Smith could probably get a lot of improvement from him, and he has run a month ago already, so I don't know what happened in the last month. So far out could be anything coming back. Torero, on the other hand, does have a decent run behind him, beating Sputnik 1 on the 11th of October when he was carrying 60 kilos. He beat him. He had 1.25 behind the winner. Sputnik had 5 behind the winner, so that's 3.75 lengths between the two. But in saying that, Sputnik is carrying 2.5 kilos less now today, so that 3.75 lengths now carrying 2.5 less does mean that Torero and Sputnik 1 should both be pretty decent competitors. The third choice, Mouse on Over, has got some okay 1400 meters form, and XKZN has done the 1 trip in Fairview as a debut in the Eastern Cape. Did well, was third, but that was on Polly And if I look at his gravel versus gravel poly versus gravel grass form, then his gravel grass form is slightly better than his gravel poly form in the past, considering gravel poly here a bat of 22 and gravel grass a bat of 15. So if that should be the case today, where he gets 7 lengths better on the grass, then mouse on over will definitely be down 12 minus 7 is a 5 bat on the grass, which would be good enough to beat Sputnik 1 and Torero. So definitely those three was my first three with far out. My fourth choice, 8, 3, 4, 12, and 11 is the selections for the pick 6. Helen of Britain added with those four just mentioned. You also have Jarnell here with Homer Fidget that has the best exact distance median speed, but of the two, taking a chance on Sputnik 1 being the better one of those two. My next pick's the Monte, best speed rating, and then Brave Star, 20 to 1, not far out on the bat figures versus the rest here, with the 8th choice Big in Texas. Moving to the 4th race, and here we have Find Me Unafraid as a greenie, way ahead on greenie points, 16 to second best being 7. 36% chance to win on overall ranking, 38% on form, 36 on total T curve, and 43 on bat 42, as well as the best bat CD. The one question mark that I have on that is 100% on bat course and distance record here for Wicked Grin. So I do consider Wicked Grin that could also be anything at 8 to 1 with the best median speed and the best bat CD. So let's have a quick look at Find Me Unafraid. If you look at that 1600 blue bat 1600 Fairview grass form, 7.99. If you consider anything on Fairview on the grass, Danilo only at 20, the others were Fairview polyform. And then going to the next one, Mistress of Means is on a 38, with the rest of them also being Fairview polyform. That Fairview grass is a 34. Then Scarborough is now scratching. Rio Grande has the best as 27 and 20. The ones above all Fairview polyform. And then Riga de Ora has a 1600 grass, 7.86 and 10.01 and 11.28. So at 20 to 1, that certainly makes him a bit of a question mark, considering since then he's only been running on the poly. So he's coming back to the grass today. He has a gear change, maybe that would help him in his quest as well. He does have Mr. Bester on board again. Mr. Bester got the best out of him over the 1600 Fairview poly, running a second with a 13 bat figure. So a bit of a roughie to consider Riga de Ora. Going further down, nothing else getting close to that kind of bats on the grass figures alone. Because the rest I'm all pretty much looking at Fairview poly figure. Wicked Grin here with a 1400 Fairview glass of 14 being the third best of the lot. At the Opera a 16 being the fourth best of the grass bat figures. And underneath that here we get to a 30. So that means that the 7.99 on Find Me Unafraid does make him quite strong, and definitely a valid greenie. I think the biggest fears for me to beat Find Me Unafraid would be Danilo, Mistress of Means, Riga de Ora, and Wicked Grin, if I'm looking at the stats. So 7, 11, 9, 10, 3 for me in the pick 6. Maybe you can get away with only 7 in the bipod and in the PA, and maybe Riga de Ora is worthwhile considering from a roughie perspective to add him in as well. So that number 10 is maybe a good idea to also include as a roughie in the top 2. In the 5th race, here we also have another Gavin Smith and Marco van Rensburg. So now we've had Gavin Smith as a greenie here on Just So Easy. In the third, we've had, that was Sputnik, Find Me Unafraid. In the fourth, again, Gavin Smith. And in the fifth, again, Gavin Smith with Marco van Rensburg here on Track Attack. Now, this is a 2,400 meters, which we only have had two P-Stat races on over the Class E 2,400 Fairview grass. And based on those P-Stats, we have some good support for Hit Me for a 600% on form, and we have 50% on overall ranking and greenie points and exotic ranking and intent and total T-curve and Bumroll 42, all of those belonging to those two runners, the 5 and the 8. So I've gone only with the 5 and the 8 in the PA. My others to consider, the two Tara Lang runners, Global Canyon and Orion Express. Tara Lang's been coming to form quite nicely of late. And Impressive Master with Mr. Tarantal, the Hit for 6 stable coupling, now also gets blinkers fitted. So Tarantal's only got the 2 for the day, and his bat figures, if you take the Track Attack bat out of it, which is a red bat, you can see 11, 13, 14, 12, 14. They're all extremely close together. After that, it gets very open. There can be only one in a Fleet Flyers. Bat figures are better than these 12 greens bats, so don't know if they are actually better over the 2,400. The AI and machine learning even puts in someone like Modakar that has very little form on this side here. Has a bad draw as well, but Modakar gets thrown in and has the best on AI, which is quite interesting to note. So merit rated 70 event could be very tricky, or could be as easy as just Track Attack and Hit for a 6 as the two major competitors. I've gone 5 and 8 in my PA, and I've gone 5, 8, 12, 10 and 2 in my Pick 6 and in my bipod, and I'm hoping that Modakar is not going to be needed here, because I couldn't see much form for him. In saying that, he's trying the 2,400 for the first time. His betting suggests that he has very, very, very good credentials. It could be anything, and it's weird that he is a maiden that is now competing in a handicap merit rated 70 event. So potentially could be anything over the 2,400, and Zix Oosthuizen could know that this horse really stays. So I am extremely worried about Modakar as a additional roughie. I think let's add him as another runner into our Pick 6 Jackpot 1 and Jackpot 2. Moving on to the 6th race, and here we have the two favorites, Joyful Noise and Step Lively, that also is at the top of the ratings, with a extremely interesting 33-1 Miss Honey popping in as third rated at 33-1, best overall ranking, best adjusted time, and a very good back figure. So those three I am looking at, 269, and then Mendocino, the 3 and the 1, the next best. So I have gone 2-6, I've gone 2, 6, 9, 3 and 1 here in bipod and in PA, and I've also added the 5 and the 7 Comaneci, which is a stable change for Gavin Smith, with Jacobs taking 4 kilos off the back with some hidden bat form that's really decent, 5.86 on the 21st of November here. Stable change there for Gavin Smith, so Agent Smith could be at work here. Since Step Lively is actually the favorite, it could be Agent Greef at work or Agent Smith at work as the two favorites, with Vodka Lime also being a stable change, tongue tie on, and best Bumroll Curve. So I'm actually worried about those two stablemates that could come and upset the party. So I've been safe here in going field in the 6th race. That forms part of all the exotics. In the 7th race, my first choice here is actually an interesting first choice in the form of Sullenberger. Now, Sullenberger has best greenie points, best overall ranking, best adjusted time, best median speed, 80% super rule percentage, best bomb roll 42, best bat 42, 84, 168, and the best bat curve, which is the consistency monitor for the last 8 months. So at 7 to 1, as Sullenberger could be a very interesting runner here. My second choice is the favourite, Global Drummer, with Gavin Smith and Marco van Rensburg. And Global Drummer has been an absolute revelation. The moment he arrived in the Eastern Cape, he has now done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 runs in the Eastern Cape, and he has won 6 runs in the Eastern Cape. So his bats is not as good as Kimberley's, as Sullenberger's, not in the least, but that bat of 0 was 1,000 meters and not a 1,200 meter, and you can see Sullenberger goes to a 22 bat the moment you look at 1,200 meters, where Global Drummer is much better at. So it does look like Sullenberger is better over the 1,000 meters, but if he can hold on, he's probably very fast, and if he can hold on, he can be a threat. The third choice here is another horse that's very good over the 1,000 meters, the 0.81 bat on Tarsus here over the 1,000 meters, but again has not found the same kind of bat form on the 1,200 meters. And then Kimberley Star is the one that has the best exact course, exact distance, bat figure. Now, to me, that is quite important, because Mokotwa now takes the ride as well, and his 1,200 Fairview form of 3rd year and 1st year and 4th year is really good. And if you can repeat this 7.02, that was the best in the field, then he is definitely another runner to actually take serious. So I've gone 3, 4, 5, 2, and then additionally the 9 as my choices. I think those should be enough in the exotics, but my next best would be the number 6, which is Omega Onslaught down here, that also has some pretty decent recent form, being all of that in gravel. You can see his last, on poly here, you can see his last grass run of a 40 bat. He's not going to compete against these ones, but the one before that, the 13, is pretty decent, but that has been a year ago now already. So I doubt if he can improve. I doubt if he can repeat that. Maybe 3, 4, 5, 2, and 9 is enough for pick 6 and jackpot purposes as well. But it is the last leg of the jackpot, and I've always got some concerns in the last leg of the jackpot. Last race of the day. Here I have a spring chicken. I see spring chicken because there's a little green forward button that says he is much younger than the rest of the field. He's only running at his 3rd run today, Mesmerizing Moon. Teak Gould is taking the ride, and he is the first choice, also debuting on the grass today for a Fillies and Mares 70 event. You can see his 2 runs to date, has been 2nd and 1st, really good. And if he's good enough on the grass, then he can follow that up with another win here today. I do think his biggest obstacle will be Oh Heavenly. After Jacobs takes the 4 kilos off the back, that 5.05 on the grass and that 2.07 on the grass are really 2 very, very good runs. And I make Oh Heavenly at that kind of price quite a nice little value bet. His stablemate Storyland, he's also got a 4.76 on his last, and similar adjusted times, 57.57, carrying 53, but Oh Heavenly 57.58, carrying 50.5. You can see Oh Heavenly is only going 2.5 up, and Storyland is going 8.5 up, and that's why I prefer Oh Heavenly above Storyland in this contest. So 7, 10 and 2 is my first three choices, and my next best would then be Grand Paddock with Cinderella Beautiful. He's coming back onto the grass, and he started his debut on a 6.31 on the grass here, and followed up with a 10.2 on the grass. And you can see the recent runs was all on poly. There was a 3.66 on poly, which means he hasn't completely lost his form, but he might actually just be a little bit more suited to the grass. And I do make him the best roughie in this race on his grass form. And then my fifth choice would be Shine a Light, which is Alan Greef and Ndlovu. And looking on his 1400 Fairview form as well as his 1000 meters Fairview form, all being grass, a 11, a 7, a 12 and a 10 is all very competitive in this race. So what I've done is 7, 10, 2, 11 and 8 as my 5 choices for the pick 6. Then my sixth choice would be Forest Field, and he has won on his 1200 Fairview form year with Mr. Jacobs on board, which is interesting to note because Mr. Jacobs has actually gone with Oh Heavenly in this race, where he did get a much better back form with Jacobs on the 1200 Fairview form. So Oh Heavenly is a nice little runner at 7.5, again confirmed. So my choices 7, 10, 2, 11 and 8 in my pick 6. So what do we do? The best for me for today is probably Just So Easy, I believe, is my best runner for the day. My second best runner for today would probably be Find Me Unafraid, and then after that I would probably go with Track Attack. From a value perspective, the runners that actually has some value today, I believe, is horses like Oh Heavenly here, Sullenberger in the 7th race here, Miss Honey at 33 to 1 in the 6th race there, has some each way form. Here I think Global Canyon and maybe even Impressive Master and Mirage has got some good value on those kind of odds. And then from a P-Stats perspective, Pot Socks at 4.5 with 100% on form is also one to maybe consider. Okay guys, that's it from me. Have a great day. Hope you enjoy the day, and double-headed racing tomorrow, but hope we can make a bit of cash and hope that the results are actually consistent. Yesterday they were pretty consistent, considering that they were so consistent we could actually really enjoy them. Yeah, we finished with 4 winners in the last 4. Leading Lad winning there, top rated Greenie, Chinoprod winning there, top rated Greenie, Lotus winning there, top rated Greenie, Ushaya winning there, top rated. The 4th race was differentiated, was beaten by the 2nd rated Inherent Terrain. The 3rd race, Golden Spoon Aberdare was in there as well. 2nd rated Jam Fancy Karoo Space. That's Queen J was 100 to 1 first timer. It's difficult to predict those. And then Sunny Quinn was running 3rd here, where we did have Aaron at 22 to 1 as the 4th option. So, very good day yesterday. Okay guys, it's from me. Have a great day. Speak again tomorrow.